I'm Marianne Logan, and I'd love to share with you today the research surrounding our school-university partnership programs in science teacher education. But first I'd like to acknowledge the Nyungbul people of the Bundjalung Nation, the traditional custodial land where I'm presenting from. So first, in this video, we look at the challenges of teacher education identified in the literature. Then I'll give you an outline of our school-university partnership approach to science teacher education and the research surrounding this approach. So the key problems associated with teacher education that have been identified in the research literature include lack of time in the classroom for pre-service teachers, failure to connect theory and practice, and teachers often lack confidence to teach science in the primary classroom. So pre-service teachers really value their experiences in their professional experience in the classroom. It's one of their most enjoyable things, and of course they find it absolutely valuable for their future teaching. So what I'm going to talk about is a genuine school partnership, and the genuine is emphasised here, because schools sometimes report during teacher placement that there's lack of university academic input. So I'm also emphasising that these partnerships are grounded in research. So, okay, what do we mean by school-university partnerships? So what I'm referring to when I talk about school-university partnerships, we highly value our wonderful partnerships between the schools and the formal professional experience. And I'm not suggesting that we need to increase these experiences, as it'd be quite difficult to do so with the limitations and parameters of the degree. However, pre-service teachers learn about their they learn in their key learning areas, but they do not necessarily have the opportunity to apply the skills and knowledge from these curriculum specialisation units into the classroom until they get into their prac, or even until they are out there teaching. So I'm going to talk about our school-university partnership approach to teaching science and technology education. So we've been going into schools with science and technology education for a number of years, and we've done science fairs and a whole range of things. In 2012, we introduced a model that Professor Amy Cutter-Mackenzie had been using for environmental education and science at Monash University before she came to Southern Cross University. Amy's our Dean of Education. So this model is where, for the first 2 or 3 weeks in the unit, the students have their tutorials in the university, and they plan a sequence of lessons and have like an intensive 3 weeks of looking at the theories and putting together their lesson plans. Then in about week 4, they go into the schools for their tutorials. And so what we do is we meet together in an empty classroom without the school students before they go in pairs with small groups of school students to teach their lessons that they've planned for about an hour. And then afterwards they debrief and reflect. So it's important because they do their first assignment relating to the lesson plans and justification of the lesson plans, and then this debrief and reflect is crucial. So they actually are able to look and critically analyse what happened in the lessons, and this is really helpful for their second assignment, which is the reflection of their teaching. So we're just going to look at the research project that we undertook relating to this partnership approach. So the aim was to basically examine the outcomes for pre-service teachers, their students and their mentor teachers as a result of taking part in this science and technology teacher education school-university partnership program. So the overarching research question is this. So what we're looking at is really looking at what it's like for the pre-service teachers, not just the pre-service teachers, the school students, the mentor teachers, and the university academics when we all engage in the school-university partnership program in the schools. So the methodology is critical participatory action research, and it means that the pre-service teachers, school students, school teachers are all in it, so they're all taking part. It's a real collaborative effort. So there's 3 cycles in science and technology education. So we've what I'm reporting on here is 2013, 2016 and briefly 2019. And as you would realise, unfortunately, we had it all ready to go for 2020. We had all the schools ready. The students had planned their lessons and they were so keen to go into the schools. And then now we've had to postpone those due to our circumstances with COVID-19. So in 2013 there was just one SCU campus, and so there was 81 pre-service teachers, 10 teachers and 160 students. And we worked with kindy to year 12 and with 3 primary schools, and we undertook surveys and focus groups. So in 2016 it was extended to 3 campuses, and so there were a lot more pre-service teachers, more teachers, 440 students from kindy to year 6 and 5 primary schools, and they were all public. So the findings were really very strong to show that the pre-service teachers increased their confidence to teach science and technology in the future. They were able to link theory and practice, and they were able to build on that scientific knowledge, and it was a fantastic opportunity for them to collaborate with the teachers and the students and the teacher educators. So they found those things really rewarding. So in the response in 2013, the survey involved a scale of 1 to 5. So they all agreed or strongly agreed that they were able to develop valuable skills and knowledge, that they felt more confident, and they thought that participating in school-based activities had assisted them to link theory with practice in the classroom. So we have a student survey at the end of each unit, and there was quite a strong difference between the students who were at the campus where we carried out the school-based approach compared to those who weren't. And you could see that those who were at the campus that carried out the school-based approach, they had very high levels of satisfaction in the unit and the way it was delivered, and developing valuable skills and attributes. So just comparing the results from 2013 and 2016, there were no significance between the two groups in terms of the surveys, the main questions, and in terms of the confidence and then building on their knowledge and skills after taking part in the program. So there's no significant difference between those. And then if you look at the teachers' responses, they were also very positive. So it was the same sort of survey with a response from 1 to 5, from strongly disagree to strongly agree, of 5 strongly agree. And those teachers believe that science and technology education was really worthwhile program for the pre-service teachers, and the students built on their science understanding and they were engaged with the activities, and that the pre-service teachers used the time effectively to further their knowledge and understanding. So this was just a great quote from one of the focus groups. I'll just read that out to you. I feel the model should be taken on board anywhere in Australia where teachers learn in the class. It's just so vital, and the research has proven that this is the approach and this is what is supposed to have happened in the good old days. There's no point having a degree and doing a couple of pracs but not getting to the nitty-gritty of what it is that you're meant to be doing, learning your craft and practicing this. And this model gives students the opportunity to have a better understanding and actually practice their craft. And I know it's a taster, but it's quite valuable, especially in that second year. They couldn't wait. Every day the kids would say, "Are they coming today? Are they coming today?" So you can see there was lots of different quotes, but they were two that I highlighted there. And then the young people, the students, we didn't have a very high response rate from the school students, but basically they really liked the activities, they learnt new things, they didn't find the university science activities particularly difficult to understand, and they'd like to do university science activities again another day. So these were a couple of quotes from the children. The lessons were fun because we got to do the experiments and watch people do it. It was fun, and I learnt so much about chemicals and animals. So there were quite a large number of quotes there along the same lines. So what we felt the students got out of it, they engaged with the science activities, they found the lessons fun, and they learnt new things. So for the pre-service teachers, we found that they did really build their confidence, and that was a quote that I won't read out because we'll end up running out of time. So you can read that. And then linking theory with practice. Again, they felt it was a fantastic unit, fabulous opportunity to be able to link that theory in the university with their practice in the classroom. Building knowledge and skills. So for all stakeholders, these were the adjustments that we made. So we increased the number of days for preparation because we started off with with one in the university. Now we're up to 3. Working in the science content area to fit in with the school curriculum. Emphasising differentiation, which we did, but we made it a lot stronger in the assignments, and cutting back on content and concentrating on the theoretical ideas behind the inquiry-based learning of the 5E approach. So there were quite a few challenges. Embracing uncertainty, so the students actually had to fit into the school culture, so they really had to push boundaries and work outside the square. They had confidence, the fact that teacher educators having confidence to see the success of theory or otherwise, so that was a challenge to